Hey guys, I'm Boo. We're in New Jersey, and in the last episode of this old rusty bucket, we did a VVT solenoid, and I think at one point I was even trying to do a starter switch or ignition switch because when I was turning the car off, the stereo and stuff wasn't going off. So I still don't know what that problem is. I'm assuming it's a short somewhere. When I looked under the dash, there is some extracurricular wiring that's been done, and I don't know what, but it is fused, so that's a plus. Today, we're going to go ahead and change the power steering belt, because on this rusty bucket, when I try to start it up, it squeals. When I try to turn the wheel, it squeals. I tried tightening up the belt and the pulley of the power steering pump to see if that would help, and it really didn't. So at this point, I'm going to pull the alternator belt so that I can get to the power steering belt to switch the power steering belt that is squealing. On this truck, it has no AC. The AC compressor might have been removed, but I know the belt is no longer there. I don't know if the belt was removed and the AC, there's anything wrong with the compressor and that's why the belt was removed, or just the fact that it wasn't really working, so they just took the belt off. But I'll have to figure that out. In the meantime, it is 70 something degrees outside. It's beautiful out today, but it's fucking hot in this truck. I'm either going to remove that dash cluster to send it out to get repaired because the speedometer part of it doesn't work, or I'm going to buy one off eBay, probably like 160 bucks on eBay, to replace it, and the mileage will be different. Not by much, but close enough to, you know, what it is now that it's not going to be too big of a deal. It has not changed since I've been driving it because of the speedometer being, you know, not useful at all. So I'm just going to deal with that at a later time. And of course, if you didn't know, this is on my 2006 Hyundai Tucson that even Hyundai can't figure out with my VIN number. So I'm guessing this was an earlier made car. Matter of fact, let's go down and check that placard real quick. Okay, so on this placard, it says it was made September 13 of 05. So that's that. Then I can go up to here and it's tire info, so that's plus, but this is the main placard that has all of my info on it. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this belt, so let's get to that. And just in case you didn't know, this one has an extra service mode on it. So it has regular service mode and really deep service mode, even though it still gives me a little bit of room to work to get down into there. But this can mainly be done from the front. So there's my power steering pump. That is just on a bolt right there that I can loosen and rock back and forth to take that off. That belt doesn't look great. There's crap all over the place in here. But looking down, the alternator, that is going to be the hard part. Is figuring out how to get that alternator to move. I believe it's on one of those bolt things, the bolt adjuster, but I'm gonna have to probably crawl under to take a look. I made short work of the power steering pump using a couple of 14mm bolts. One goes through the back of here, the other one goes down here. So this is the adjuster side, and that's the pivot side. The alternator, on the other hand, has a couple of extra little details, like let's get down here a little bit. We got one of those little tightening, loosening setups. So I'm going to put the 12mm on the top one there, and then I'm going to see, I think it might be a 12 on that adjuster too. And then I'm going to get that belt out of the way so I can replace the second belt. This has no AC compressor belt. I don't know if the AC was locked up or what, but it was on here when I bought it. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and do that and report back in a few minutes. All right, so voila, I was able to get to the bottom bolt of the alternator with an extension. It is the same size as all the other alternator bolts, but not the same as the power steering pump. So I'll go ahead and take this other belt off right now, and then I will come back once I swap the belts out. So I did have to remove the adjuster bolt and everything from the alternator just to get it to go forward enough to get the belt off. The other belt is kind of dropped down there, but I wanted to talk about the belt I've got right now. The replacement I'm replacing this with is a 3PK674 or a K030265 V-belt from AutoZone. And I'm replacing a Dayco 5030268 or a 3PK680S. So, and this is a Dayco. This is the one I'm replacing. As you can see, there's all kinds of crap all over it. Looks like it got leaked on and stuff. I mean, it doesn't look that bad, but it is squealing, so hopefully that's the problem. I'm gonna replace it with the new one and go from there. Figured I'd show you all the alternator belt while I'm in here. It's a CarQuest standard 501-64271 or a CQ112436194. EPDM, don't know what that means, but this is my alternator belt, and it doesn't look the best, but it is holding up and doing its job and not giving me any issues. I'm still getting over 14 volts while I'm running, and at the cigarette lighter at least, and everything looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and put those two belts in. I already got the other one in place. I got the alternator. I still have to put it back together, but I'm going to go ahead and put this belt on, get the alternator set up, and get it all back in. Alright, job's done. Let's try this shit out. Got my keys. Let's give it a try. Oh shit, no squealy. And I got no squealing when I steer it. She hits those bumps real hard on the right side. When I hit it, it's not that bad. Yep, so that's fixed. Alright, well that's one more victory in the rusty bucket, so I'm gonna call that a win for the day. Anyways, pretty easy job, just a couple of 12 mils and 14 mil bolts. 14s for the power steering pump and 12s for the alternator. But there's going to be 3 different bolts on the alternator. One is an adjustment bolt, one is a static bolt for that adjustment, and the other one is at the bottom. And if you don't loosen up that bottom one, you're going to be in a world of friggin' hurt trying to move that alternator back and forth. So that's about all I got for this one. So thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.